Thank you so much for giving the opportunity to talk about the modern security for the modern threats. I have chosen this topic because of if you see the uh, security, modern threats, the landscape is changing for the modern threats. It is becoming more and more complicated in nature because the hackers are using the all available other channels like mobile phone, social media, email, and the web channel to construct the targeted attack to access your confidential information which is residing in the data center. And additionally, the traditional security is very important or is essential essential, but it is not sufficient to counter the modern threats available. So let's look at what is the agenda. Just I am going through very quickly the security threat landscapes globally and in India, emerging threat vectors, current security architecture in e-governance projects as well, approach to the new defense, and lastly about Websense. So let's have a look of the top worst security breaches happen in recent memory. All of you are aware of most of these incidents, whether it is a Sony or whether it is a VeriSign or the RSA case. But what was the common in all these breaches? First, it was very advanced. The attacks were very complex in the nature. Second, it was persistent. It was there in the networks for months, for years, and collecting the data, confidential data, in millions. So if you see the impact of these attacks or these incidents, let's say take the example of the Sony, around 77 million PlayStation network account has been hacked. So attackers took a lot of time to get this confidential information out of the Sony networks. So it was very difficult for the Sony also being having all security in place to identify this information is leaking out of the network. Consider one of the Department of the Veteran Affairs of the United States, 26 million veterans' names and the social security numbers are stolen. So it cannot be done in just 1 hour time, or it cannot be done in a couple of minutes. It takes a lot of time. So that's why it is more advanced persistent threats. So let's take the more closer scenario, Indian scenario point of view. So we have seen a lot of news every day or every alternate that government websites are defaced or security incidents happens. Or recently, even the Minister of State of the Home Affairs has confirmed in the Lok Sabha, in the Parliament, that Indian websites are hit by the hackers around 1,000 times in last 3 years. So it is a very big numbers. And secondly, I would like to draw the attention of one of the case which happened in the Chandigarh. So there the two employees of this organization is like a Metro Exporter Private Limited. They stole some confidential information from the employer, and they could get caught by the employer. But here in Government of India has put laws in place like IT Act, and they both were booked under the section of 406 and 420 of the IPC. So both were penalized. So this is a very good initiatives from the compliance point of view, so that if there is any incidence of the data theft in the organization or confidential information is there, so you can be penalized. But here the question comes here: how many of us or how many organizations release this information to the police or to the cyber security teams or cyber security cell, so that it can be penalized or it can take it further? Because of the reputation, maybe organization doesn't want to disclose this information, so the reputation can be on stake. Second, maybe they are not aware that some data leakage is happening in their organizations. So these are the two things need to be addressed. So this is the IT Act, definitely is a very good initiatives by the Government of India. So let's look at now the two more new challenges or new channels has been opened to the hackers, and they are exploited by the hackers in a big way, and which is creating a lot of challenge to counter these modern security attacks. First is the mobile. If you see, let's say a few years back, we used to work on the desktop only in the office environment. That's it. Goes to the home, that's it. But now everybody of us is connected to the corporate network or to the organizational network through the mobile, smartphones, through the tablets, through the iPads, and we are using most of the official works through these medias as well. Second is the social media. I think if I'm not wrong, all of us, or at least most of us, has an account in the social media, either whether it's a Facebook, is a Twitter, or is a LinkedIn, which is also opening a new channel to the attackers in a way that they can put exploited links or the malicious code to this audience which is available in the internet, and they can reach to your confidential information in a way. Victims are everywhere. It is not particular one country is the victim of these cyber crimes. It is everywhere. If you look at EMEA or if you look at the APEC, India is the second top victim country as per our Websense 2013 threat report, or China is the #1 victim for that. So let's have a look in the statistics of the CERT-in, which is also publishing the report every year. So I just took the report, latest report, which was the 2011 report. And if you look at the pattern, every year the number of the incidents handled by the CERT is increasing. That means there are a lot of incidents are happening in the country. And if you see, the other factor is that all attack vectors, all sophisticated attack vectors, whether it is a phishing, whether it is a network scanning, virus, malicious code, or whether the website compromise and the malware propagations, everywhere there is an increase. Or if you compare between the 2009 and 2010 or 2011, it is almost a 30% growth, or at least there in the attacks. Let's look at it closely in the 2011 data only. So if you combine the phishing attacks and the website compromise and the malware propagations along with the virus and the malicious code, it is constituting more than 60% of the activities, incidents are happening. So these are the all modern attacks, all are very, very blended attacks. It is not very easy to tackle, it is not very easy to handle it. So what are the different attack vectors we have seen? So first is the mobile. Definitely we have seen web, social media, and emails. These are the very common channels, and giving the tool to the hackers to use these channels, construct a very sophisticated attacks and create such attack vectors like malware, phishing, CNC, dropper files, exploit kits. So let's look at in detail each attack vector and see how we can counter this or how we can utilize this. So first let's consider the web threat, web channel. Web channel is the most common channel everybody used because you want to connect to the internet, and this channel is mostly exploited by the attackers. They want to use this channel because it is very, very common for all users. And if you see the statistics, the malicious URL grew 600% worldwide. So it is a very, very high number. So it is not like it is equally for in each continent, whether it is the US or the APEC or the Africa or the South of America, is around 500% or 430% there. Another attack vector is the social media. Social media, like whether it is a Facebook or the Twitter or the LinkedIn, they are expanding the services. So they are adding new services to their profile or their website to attract more and more users, which is opening a new challenges also. Because whenever you add a new services, you are prone for the get exploited. So if you see the usage of the Facebook, India is the third country where as per the Facebook usage. So here what the attackers are getting the advantage out of this, at least the 32% of the links you are getting in the Facebook through unknown, through a short link or through a very attractive topic. In the behind there are the malicious links. So whenever you click on any of this link, they are redirecting you to the compromised websites and then downloading the exploit to your laptop or to your computer. Let's look at the email threats, email channel. This is the most common channel we know. But if you look at closely, only 1 in 5 emails are the safe and legitimate. What does it mean? That even the spam engine is not able to block it because it looks very, very legitimate. It doesn't have the content which can be filtered by the spam technology. But if you look at the sorry, if you look at the email breakdown by the content and the URLs, because these emails now have the embedded links which cannot be detected by the any anti-spam engines. So if you see the out of the 76% of the spam mails which is considered as a spam by traditional spam engine, 72.3% was the malicious links were inside. So it was not a spam, it has the embedded links there. Data theft is always the prime focus or prime objective of any hackers. They want to steal the confidential informations from your organizations like PII, like credit cards or identification informations, because they can sell this information very easily in the open market and get a lot of money out of that. But still the intellectual property theft is also growing very fast, whether it's a government or it's a commercials, because they want to get your source code or your designing things, and they can sell to the competition so they get money out of them. So it is a very, very organized crime these days. So it is open services where the countries doesn't have the very strong cyber laws like Eastern European countries something, and they are selling this service online, and they are selling the exploit kits to you, and then you can utilize for the data theft as well. Always the insider threat is always a challenge for us. It can be accidental or it can be intentional always. And phishing is also playing is a very important role in that. So if you summarize everything together, the threat landscape has changed drastically. How? Let's see. First, it was more signature based. Now it is 0 day, means unknown. What you will do about the unknown attacks. Second, before it was high volume. It is very easy to counter the high volume. I can create a profile, I can do the behavioral technology in place so that they can see there is a change in the profile or in the network behavior or application hits behavior, but it is a low volume. How I can address the low volume attacks? It is not very easy, it is legitimate. If I am getting the 30 requests per second in my data centers, now it is 35, but it is not a drastic change in the request. So it's not very easy to identify. Second, it was mass distribution, now it is trusted. They want to target the most powerful or most sensitive guys or most top executive in the organizations who has the access to the most confidential information. So they can get the best confidential information. Second is the data theft. First, it was the goal of the attackers or hackers was damage. Now it's a financial gain. I want to get the confidential information and get money out of that. Second, this point is very, very important. If you see all of the data centers, or we were focused only for the inbound security. Inbound means I want to protect my data center from the outside external threats. But what about the outgoing threats? Means once I am compromised, my confidential data is going out. I don't have any technology yet in place, how I can counter that. So this is a hole in our security policies right now. Data was easily identifiable, but now theft can be easily hidden. They are using the encryption channels to have the data theft, to steal your data. And attack and the malware forensics are very, very important these days, because there are a lot of different vectors together to construct the very blended attacks. So I need a correlation between all channels, and so that I can do the forensic analysis and I can find out, okay, I can stop these targeted attacks. First, it was more offline task, hands off. Now it should be real time. So I should be able to see what is happening in real time in my network. Second, before it was more reactive. It was like IDS technology or other technology, but I should need the proactive. It should be more proactive now. I should see the holistic view of the attacks. So let's see what is the new defense game is. So as per the IDC, threat intelligence, the signature-based tools, whether it is antivirus or whether it is a firewall or whether it is intrusion prevention, only it is effective to the 30 to 50% of the current security threats. But what about this gap, around 60%? How we can address that? So Websense is doing a very good role here. What we are doing every day or online, we are checking what are the new threats or the new viruses coming in, so that what we are saying or what we are checking, these new attacks against the top 5 antivirus engines or anti-malware engines, and see whether it is stopped or not stopped. So we have seen So around these attacks are not stopped by the top 5 antivirus engines. So this, if you see the statistics, this is from the last week only. So we are doing weekly. So you can go very well to the www.websensesecurity.com and you can download this report. It is free. Second, let's have a look of the national e-governance programs, which is everybody knows or is there. So it was designed to have the e-governance for the different departments and different ministries there. So there were the three components, the core components were there. One is the SWAN, second was the CSCs, and the last and the most important component was the state data centers, where all the applications of the various ministries or various departments would be hosted there. So if you see, the government has identified all these 27 mission mode projects or important departments or the ministries where they want to have the online applications or it should be e-governance. So most of the, if you see the central MMPs, most of the data centers are up and running, whether you will take passport or MC21 or income tax, CBC, UID. So which means we are getting more and more confidential informations in data centers now. Now we should think or rethink how we can protect this confidential information now, because it is in electronical form now. So this has the vulnerability to these confidential data. Even same for the state MMPs, state data centers. Most of the, I think around 22 state data centers are up and running in the country. But what about the confidential informations there also? So if you see the present typical security architecture there, so we have the different components are already in place. It is very essential components. We cannot bypass these components because we need firewall in the network for the access policies. We need NIPS for the DOS attacks or for the network-based attacks. We need IPS, HIDS or the antivirus for the endpoints. But still we feel, or at least we assume, that traditional security measures are not sufficient. This is mandated. We should have this traditional security there, but it is not sufficient to protect against the modern threats. So need modern security solutions. What is that? So just I would like to share before the solution, what are the solutions are available to counter these such threats are there. This is a very interesting case study. Let's say this modern security attacks happen to you or your organization. How you will react? First, you will denial. You are in the denial state. It cannot happen to me because I am secured. I was assuming I am completely secured. But when we realized, I was shocked what kind of the damage they have done. I was not realizing that. I was not even prepared for that. Second, the third state is the attribution. Means I am just trying to find out myself how they can get it there. They were not supposed to come to here, at least to this deep level or application layer or my confidential data level. Second is the investigation. Next is the investigation and discovery. When I tried to investigate and discovery, I found that I am fighting here with a new and very sophisticated army. It's not a very simple attack. Second is when I realized, okay, I am under attack, something is happening to my network, let's shut down everything and let's clean the complete network. But it's not feasible. I cannot shut down my complete state data centers. I cannot shut down my passport data centers. It is a revenue loss to the department. So what is the resolution? Resolution is that we are not dealing with a new virus here. This is the APT. This is learning and growing with us. So it cannot be solved. It can only be the hardened through cultural, operational, and technical changes. So I have to work on all three different dimensions: my cultural, operational, and the technological changes. So what are the new defense is required to counter this blended attacks? First, protection from the advanced threats, containment against the data theft. This is very, very important because still, let's say attackers are able to come into my protected network, but still I should make sure that they should not steal my confidential information. So this data leak or data protection is very, very, very important. Second is definitely the forensic reportings or malware analysis services is also very important, so that we can find out what was the damage has been done to my network, so that I can take proactive measures accordingly. So let's look at the balanced view on the advanced security. First, inbound. Definitely we have a lot of technologies available for the inbound, but inbound is also evolving now. The inbound threats is having the advanced malware payload detection. This advanced security solutions should have advanced malware payload detection capabilities in place. Should have the mobile detection against the mobile malware, should have the protection against the SSL traffic inspections, because most of the traffic is now the SSL based traffic. How we can counter that? Second is the outbound channel is really becoming very, very, very important for us, and we should have the following features at least in our any data security solutions. Is first is it should able to protect the encrypted payloads, because what attackers is or what the hackers is doing when they are trying to establish a control channel or the backend channels to their home office, they are stealing the data in the encryption forms, customized encryptions, which cannot be detected by any security technology because it's encrypted. So my data security solution should be able to detect the any encrypted uploads are happening from my data center or from my network. Second, the very important thing is the OCR technology. OCR means optical character recognition, means attackers what they are doing, or they want to, when they want to have the confidential, they are hiding the confidential information in the image. So any technology, if you just want to block the image, it is not possible, because I have to allow a lot of some image files. I cannot block just image file. So I need a technology which can look inside the image and can find out if any confidential information is going out of the network or not. The third is the DRIP DLP, which means the attackers are not stealing the informations in one go, because any security solution will come to know and generate an incident. Okay, 20,000 sensitive information is going in 1 minute. So it is very easy to generate the alarm or incident or block it. What they are doing, they are stealing the information every 1 minute. So one information every 1 minute means it is very difficult for any security solutions to generate the incident, because it's a legitimate things. So you need a solution where it can cumulative check. So okay, in 1 minute, if it's same incident or same things is happening for less 1 hour and they are getting a lot of information, confidential information out of this. The geolocation awareness is also very important. If I can find out through the reporting that most of the information is going to my neighbor country, let's say one specific country. So I should be able to create a policy. Okay, any communication is started to these particular destination, whether it is a neighboring country or any particular country. So I should be able to block immediately, whether it is a legitimate channel or is a others informations. So what Websense is doing here? So Websense is helping to provide you this new or this security solutions. First is because for the new security solution or for this modern security solutions, what you need, the intelligence. Intelligence should be very, very good. So what Websense has a potential or is good strength here. We have a threat seeker network which is analyzing around over 1 billion endpoints and analyzing around 3 to 5 billion requests per day over the internet. So we have the very good intelligence how the internet is behaving. Second, we have a partnership with the Facebook in a way that if you click anything on the Facebook, any users, it goes to the Websense security lab, get analyzed if this link is has a malicious code inside or not. And that's next thing is, as we understood from the previous my presentation, that real-time threat detection is very, very important. The offline detection will not help us against these modern security threats. So we have it is called the ACE, Advanced Classification Engines. So it gives you the composite scorings against various channels, and then predictive analysis and data theft preventions. So we have started even the CSI services or the advanced malware analysis engines as well. The most important thing is that we have seen that attackers are using the multiple channels to construct a blended attacks, whether it's a web channel, email channel, data or mobile channel, or the social media channels. So any solution, or at least Websense has a unified solution for all three channels, so we can do the correlations among all the channels and then give the protection against this blended or the modern security threats.